Chapter 1: The Quiet Boy. Paul was a quiet boy who lived in a small town where everyone seemed to know each other's name. He had soft eyes that often looked as though they were searching for something beyond what others could see. While the other boys ran through the dusty streets playing football and shouting with laughter, Paul preferred to sit beneath the old mango tree behind his house. There, he would watch the clouds drift slowly across the sky, imagining stories within their shapes. His mother often called him thoughtful, but his father worried that he was too withdrawn. "Why don't you go and play with the others?" his father would ask. Paul would only smile faintly and nod, but he never really went. Deep inside, he felt different, though he could not explain why. Chapter 2: The Hidden Feelings. As Paul grew older, the feeling of being different became stronger. At school, he noticed how the girls seemed more expressive, more comfortable in their emotions. They laughed freely, spoke gently, and shared secrets with one another. Paul found himself drawn to their world, not in a way he could explain, but in a way that felt natural to him. He admired how they braided each other's hair and spoke about their dreams without hesitation. One afternoon, while helping his mother fold clothes, he paused as his fingers brushed against a soft, flowing dress. For a moment, he held it up, imagining what it would feel like to wear it, not as a joke, but as something that felt right. He quickly put it down when he heard footsteps approaching, his heart racing with confusion. "What is wrong with me?" he whispered to himself. Chapter 3: The Mirror. One evening, when the house was quiet and everyone had gone to sleep, Paul stood alone in front of the mirror in his room. The dim light cast a gentle glow across his face. He stared at his reflection for a long time. "Who am I?" he asked softly. He tried to smile, but it did not feel real. He adjusted his posture, tilted his head, and even attempted to change his voice, as if searching for a version of himself that made sense. The boy in the mirror looked familiar, yet distant, like a stranger he had known all his life, but never truly understood. A tear slipped down his cheek. Chapter 4: The Unspoken Truth. Paul began to withdraw even more. His silence grew heavier, filled with thoughts he could not share. At school, he avoided conversations. At home, he spoke only when necessary. His mother noticed the change. "Paul, you can talk to me," she said gently one evening. He wanted to speak. He wanted to explain everything, the confusion, the longing, the quiet ache that never seemed to go away. But the words refused to come. Instead, he simply nodded and forced a small smile. That night, he lay awake, staring at the ceiling, listening to the steady rhythm of his own heartbeat. It felt like a question echoing in the darkness, waiting for an answer he could not yet give. Chapter 5: The Wish. The rain fell softly against the window as Paul sat by his bedside, hugging his knees close to his chest. The room felt smaller than usual, as though it were closing in on him. He thought about everything: his childhood, his silence, the mirror, the feelings he had tried so hard to ignore. For the first time, he allowed himself to stop hiding from his own thoughts. He closed his eyes and took a deep breath. And then, in a voice barely louder than the rain, he spoke the truth he had been carrying for so long. "I wish I were a